tickets will be sent by post. Right, do you want to give them a ring and see?
Crushed before they kill into the movie.
Is that alright?
A very warm welcome to you all, Waverley, the world-class seagoing paddle steamer. Now, something rather special for you all is to go and see the Waverley Privilege Transcontinental River.
You can see the main road. Yeah, you can see it inside. It's all open here for you.
Do take the road to see this paddle. Forward of the funnel, or behind the funnel, are two shelters. Down the stairs, some left or right, you can't miss the end. I'll find it fascinating. A very good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Captain Clark, the officers and crew, I'd like to welcome our Durban passengers aboard Waverley, the last seagoing paddle steamer anywhere in the world. For this afternoon's cruise, round Ailsa Craig, for your own comfort and safety, we do ask those passengers who have just joined us at Durban to please listen carefully to the following safety announcement. In the unlikely event of an emergency, an alarm signal consisting of 7 or more short blasts, followed by one longer blast, will be sounded on the ship's whistle and alarm bells. On hearing the signal, you should proceed immediately to the nearest assembly station, identified by square green and white signs with arrows pointing inwards, to be sign depicting a family group. At an assembly station, you will be issued with a life jacket and instructed on how to wear it. Smaller life jackets are available for children. At all times, you should remain calm and follow the instructions of crew. Please take care as you move around the ship today, as decks may be wet, and always use the handrails on the stairways. Children should be supervised at all times and never lifted above the height of the ship's rails. Personal belongings should not be left unattended, and please do not throw any rubbish overboard. The big use of the waste and recycling bins provided. Many thanks for your attention, and we do hope you enjoy your time on board Waverley today. For any passengers who still require to Have any tickets for today's sailing, so if you're required to collect any prepaid tickets or exchange anything for tickets, the purser's office will be opening shortly. You'll find the purser's office on the promenade deck, just behind the funnels. Thanks once again, and do enjoy your time on board Waverley.
Well, hopefully we go around. Maybe we'll be on the wrong side. Next to the
One bottle.
now we're going forward. We might go
Because we're not going forward, and we're originally going backwards.
Is your bag here, buddy, okay?
They're gone.
FaceTime mom and say,
What do you think? FaceTime.
we go to Ailsa Craig, the halfway mark between Glasgow and Belfast, Mary's milestone. And I'm understanding that a number of you are on board the Waverley for the first time. A very warm welcome to you. Hope you enjoy the unique experience of cruising round the Craig, the only proper way.
Dad's just after me then.
And the Waverley has been under a Scottish Register charity since 1974. The owners of the Waverley Street Navigation Company, with associated support from the Paddle Steamer Preservation Society. So you're sailing on a ship that is the single beneficiary of all the spend on board. Your ticket revenue, your souvenirs, your catering, and your summer refreshments. All profits from everything go to the upkeep of the Waverley.
See if I can see Dad if he gets us away with it. But if not, we'll just wait for the time. But at least you'll get to
advantage for air passengers to leave the souvenir shop and so on until later on in the voyage, freeing up the souvenir shop in particular for those of us who are making the shorter passage from Girvan round trip. Just as a wee word of helpful advice and to save yourselves from the long queues. If you're for air, just give it a wee while and we'll get the souvenir shop back again after Girvan on the return, freeing up the shop for those who are just making the shorter passage. Waverley, and encourage Girvan passengers to go and have a look.
Right down the bottom.
filming you and you filming me. So is that me in there? Cafe?
Why that was all stopped. The plate is that of the Holy Isle. And it was first mentioned in the Borough of Ayer's minutes in 15 when it's imminently coming into our view once we've cleared the area of the works. There's never been a time going round the Craig without heather, which means one thing, autumn is knocking on the door. It's very purple today from our last visit a fortnight ago, and you'll observe that as we cruise round.
Does he say which way he's going round yet? No. I'm just going to be piling to one side of the road.
Trying to work out.
Landing on the possible still to this day, but it was made popular in the 20s and in the slight years beyond the post-war period by several little pleasant looking crafts from Girvan. And nowadays the little fishing boat, the Glorious, comes out here to offer time ashore. Now look out for the mineral track remains. That's a little light railway that was fitted here to help the workers move the stones to what was the pier on Ailsa Craig. The stones are still moved and quarried away from the hillside to landing craft and taken to Girvan.
Come beside you. Come here. Move over a wee bit this way. Come forward a wee bit. Come, it's fine. Right.
You'll see the landing slipway there that the pleasure vessel uses from Girvan to give time on the island. I've only landed in the Craig once, 1976, and it was scheduled that the Waverley and the Clyde steamer Queen Mary were to go round almost simultaneously. The Queen Mary never appeared, she had boiler trouble that day, and the Waverley obscured the island with black smoke. But she looked very good from the Craig, I have to say.
Oh my God, you're so close to the top of the dirt. You're making the big hills over there. I'm sorry, I can't do anything. I can't outride 400, 500
Right,
people
I
here.
want to get a photograph of you with that in the background. Would you mind? That would be good. Oh, so the right way round? Yeah, right. So you're looking up here?
Now I'll pass the microphone over in the next while to Graham, our shopkeeper, who's a very keen curler and collector of such. Graham.
Thank you.
Lovely, thank you. Thank you.
Ailsa Craig curling stones came from the north side of the island up here, and about 200 feet up was the Red Hone Quarry. And if you see a black stone, it hasn't come from Ailsa Craig. There's three types of stone come from Ailsa Craig. There's the common Ailsa, there's the blue hone, and there's the red hone. You'll not see much of red hone now, but the modern curling stone that they play in the Olympics and the World Championship, the outside of the stone and the bulk of the stone is common Ailsa, but the stone runs in a wee insertion of blue hone at the base of the stone. Now the stones are all honed in Mauchline, and Mauchline, for a small town, has contributed quite a bit to Scottish culture. Their souvenir ware, Mauchline ware and tartan ware is produced there, and all the glass ware on the ship comes from Mauchline. The curling stones come from Kays, who are the major manufacturers of curling stones in the world. There's another factory in Canada, but they're not allowed to use Ailsa Craig granite, inserting the blue hone into the base of the common Ailsa. The other place that Mauchline's famous for is Robert Burns, and when I was through getting a curling stone polished the other week, I had a wander up the graveyard and saw that Robert Burns had two lots of twins with Annie Armour, and unfortunately only one survived of the four. And then he had another child that died in 1795, and Robert Burns was too ill to go to the funeral, and he died in 1796. And he ended up being buried in Dumfries. I would hope Kays still manufacture the curling stones, and it's still a very much a going concern, and hopefully it will go on for a while yet.
Thank you very much, Graham. And now it's time for the bumps. Andrew.
Thank you, Ian. Good afternoon, everyone. I do hope you're enjoying your time on board Waverley today. As you'll see as we come round this corner of Ailsa Craig, as well as for its curling heritage, the Craig is very notable for its wildlife, in particular its huge gannet population. The island is a bird sanctuary and is being leased by the Royal Society for the Protection of Birds right up until at least the year 2050. It's recently been estimated that Ailsa Craig is home to over 39,000 pairs of gannets. That makes it one of the largest gannet colonies in the world. Other seabirds do reside here as well, including a significant population of guillemot, razorbills, kittiwake, fulmar, as well as Manx shearwater. Up until the early 20th century, the island also had a significant population of Atlantic puffin. But like many places around the UK, shipwrecks throughout the 19th and 20th centuries brought rat infestations to the island, and sadly the puffin population was decimated and declared all but extinct in 1935. Unlike other seabirds, puffins lay their eggs in burrows rather than on cliff faces, and that makes their eggs an extremely easy target for rats. A rat eradication programme started in 1989, and within 2 years all had been culled. I'm happy to say that around 2004, around 10 puffin breeding pairs were reported on the island, and that number has been steadily increasing to around about 130 as a recent estimate. Puffins are quite tough wee birds. They spend their entire lives, entire winters, far out at sea in the North Atlantic. They gradually move ashore each spring and always return to the same burrow every year, where they build their nests and lay one egg. That typically hatches around the end of May or start of June. The parents then spend around 6 weeks dutifully going out to sea to fish for sand eels, which they feed their young, which is known as a puffling. Then all of a sudden, around the second week of August, so coming up soon, the puffling is completely abandoned, and after a few days a rather bewildered puffling will instinctively leave the burrow under the cover of darkness and will make a dangerous journey to the shore, which, as you'll see, is a very long way down. They can't fly at this stage, so they've still got to run and jump their way down to the sea, and they'll then head out to sea for the start of up to 20 years of life out at sea, and they won't be seen near land again for around 2 to 3 years, after which they'll find a suitable location for a burrow and return annually for the rest of their lives. If you do spot any, and we have seen a good number of them at Ailsa Craig this year so far, though as I mentioned, it's coming to the time of year where they will leave our shores. If you do see any, you'll see that they're not really the best flyers, and that's because they do seem to be custom built for swimming and fishing rather than flying. Although they treat their offspring rather harshly, they're very sweet birds with big personalities, and if you are lucky enough to go ashore somewhere with lots of them, such as Lunga, pictures up close. As I mentioned earlier though, it's the gannet population that Ailsa Craig is most notable for, and it's now believed that Ailsa Craig is the largest breeding colony of gannets in the UK. Other notable locations such as St Kilda and Bass Rock were badly affected by an epidemic of bird flu a couple of years ago. East coast, particularly once the younger gannets start to leave the nests for their long lives at sea later on in the summer and early into the autumn. Well, thank you very much for your attention, and I do hope that you enjoy the rest of your time on board Waverley today. Thank you.
Over there, that's amazing. I might need to change my position. Set off over there. That's some of your water.
Gannets, they're all sat in their nests and things on the side of the cliff. There's loads of them, aren't there?
We're actually quite lucky getting it a nice dry clear day like this.
It's better than last time.
Yeah, it is better than last time.
said that the small gauge train line and the transfer stuff for mining
It looks more like a tank. It looks more like tanks. I don't think it's a train though. Oh, there's like the lighthouse. See that?
Coming into view now is the Waverley Lighthouse from the south, and this is where your cameras should be at the ready for the 16th century watch-keeping tower or little castle that will come into view with it. And hopefully you'll get a little photograph of it with a bit of Arran behind as well. There's the tower coming into view now. And said, a number of you seeing this in Waverley Ailsa Craig for the first time, I'm sure. And what better way to see it than the only way to do it properly on board the world famous Waverley. Hope you've enjoyed it. Good afternoon to you, and do take in the Waverley for whatever time you've got left with her. She's a unique and grand lady and needs your support further than you can give today. We would be very bereft on the Clyde without the Waverley, for we would never see the likes of Ailsa Craig properly ever again. Good afternoon to you all.
We're back in 260.
Now,
Did we wait and then you can hold on to the sign if you go down one?
Yeah, we had a wee chat about what ones we might be able to try and what ones we were looking.